So listen, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you the 7 remote jobs that are literally begging for applicants right now. And I'm not talking about the virtual assistant or data entry positions that everyone is fighting over. I'm talking about positions that pay $50,000 to, in some cases, over $100,000 a year working from home that most people don't even know exist. And here's the crazy part. These jobs are always hiring because barely anyone knows to search for them. And trust me, I know this because I was stuck in a job that I've hated, and I spent the last 5 years studying the job market. And let's jump right into it with number 1 on the list, which is going to be a credential examiner. And this is a stable remote career that most people don't even know exists. Let's talk money first. Credential examiners typically make between $44,000 and $69,000 a year working remotely. What's the job actually about? It's essentially being a documentation detective in healthcare. You verify and process credentials for healthcare providers. And here's what most people don't even know. You're not typically reviewing medical information, you're checking things like licenses, certifications, and background verifications. And according to this person, her job includes collecting information and verifying it, especially when it comes to licenses and certifications. Now, I looked at the reviews on Glassdoor, and here's what's interesting. Out of 2,000 credential examiner reviews across 870 companies, the work-life balance scores are actually pretty solid at about 3.5 out of 5. And that's pretty good considering the average work-life balance score is around 3.2 to 3.4. Even better, there are currently 765 open positions for credential examiners. And that's a lot of opportunities that most people don't even know exist. And here's what caught my attention in the reviews. People consistently mention that while it's not the most exciting job, the stability and work-life balance make it worth it. And many reviewers mention being able to actually log off at 5 p.m. and spend time with their families, not having to worry about their job. And the career path is where it gets really interesting. Many people start as examiners and then move up to senior credential examiners, credentialing managers, or provider enrollment directors. And each step typically comes with a significant salary bump. So overall, I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 8 out of 10 because it's an extremely stable industry. The healthcare industry is probably the most stable industry in the world, or at least it's one of the top ones. There's also a clear advancement pathway. It's healthcare adjacent, but not having to do clinical work where you might see blood and other types of things that you probably don't want to see or touch. And there's consistent hiring across the country for remote or work from home jobs. Now, quick pause here because these jobs are great, but you're probably wondering, how can I actually get hired? Well, I actually put together the ultimate remote job interview cheat sheet. And this is the exact system that's helped thousands of people land some of these overlooked positions. And it's available completely free, and I'll put that in the link down in the description and the pinned comment below. Now let's look at another overlooked position that pays even better, and that is a utilization review coordinator. So if you're looking for serious earning potential, pay attention to this one. The salary range is $72,000 to $119,000 per year. Yes, you heard that right. Now you might be thinking, what's the job about? You're essentially reviewing and coordinating healthcare services to ensure that they're necessary and appropriate. And here's what life looks like for this former therapist after transitioning to a remote utilization reviewer role. The day starts at 9 a.m., logging in from home, calls and case reviews fill the morning, approving some, flagging others, and handling quick provider requests. Occasionally there's peer-to-peer discussion to clarify medical criteria, and the work is steady, structured, and remote, offering a fresh way to impact healthcare without the demands of clinical practice. So it's perfect for those seeking stability and flexibility. Now here's what most people don't realize. While some positions do require a clinical background, many companies have administrative review positions with on-the-job training. And career progression can look like senior UR coordinator, UR manager, and medical management director. So this is a good one to look into if you're in the healthcare industry but you want to transition to a remote role, or if you want to break into the healthcare industry, you can break into one of the lower level and probably a little bit less highly paying positions and then work your way up. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one an opportunity score of 9 out of 10 because it has high salary potential. It's in the growing healthcare sector. There's a clear advancement path, and of course, it's always in demand. And here's another high-paying position that flies under the radar, and that is technical sales support. And this one's interesting because the base pay ranges from $74,000 to $132,000 a year, and that's just the starting point. Now, what's the job about? Well, you're the bridge between the sales team and technical operations. But here's what makes it different from regular sales. You're not selling, you're supporting the people who do. People think this requires deep technical technical knowledge, but many companies are more interested in your ability to learn their specific systems. For instance, having a deep technical knowledge of how to use Salesforce, which is a very common CRM. And career progression often looks like senior technical support, sales operations manager, and technical account manager. And each step typically brings increased responsibility as well as compensation. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one an opportunity score of 8 out of 10 because there's high earning potential, stable industry demand, and room for growth. And it's technical but not coding heavy. Now, if you're wondering whether a career in tech sales might be right for you, let me share Devin's story. His journey into tech sales started with a leap of faith. After working as a teacher, barista, and in customer service, he wanted something new. And research led him to tech sales, and now he's earning $70,000 a year as a business development representative. And his day starts by reviewing leads and prioritizing outreach. Then between calls and emails, Devin connects with potential clients, learning their needs and sharing tailored solutions. And the work is fast-paced, but it's rewarding, with clear goals and room to grow. And for those looking to pivot careers, Devin's story shows how transferable skills can open doors to lucrative opportunities in tech sales. Now, if you want to check out the company that has free training that helped Devin to actually land the job, I'll put that down in the description and the pinned comment below. And also, if you want to check out some other trainings for getting into sales and learning different sales systems, Coursera has some amazing courses out there as well. And I'll put a few of them down in the description and the pinned comment below, and you can check them out and see if it's something that you're interested in. Now let's talk about a role that's critical in every major company, and that is a grievance analyst. And here's a role most people don't even know exists. And it pays $62,000 to $98,000 a year. Now, what is this actually about? Well, you review and analyze customer complaints to identify patterns and ensure proper resolution. And you can think of it as being a customer service detective. And the interesting part, this role exists in almost every major company, especially in healthcare and insurance. But most people never think to search for it. And one Redditor described the key to success as mastering active listening. It's about genuinely understanding both sides of a situation. And if you can combine that skill with strong communication skills, knowing the process inside and out, and keeping detailed records, then you're going to be set up to excel. And a typical day involves reviewing complaints, digging into policies, and facilitating discussions to find resolutions. And it's an ideal role for detail-oriented problem solvers who thrive on helping others. And the career path typically looks like senior analyst, grievance manager, and compliance director, which of course you can make more in those roles. And overall, the opportunity score is going to be 8 out of 10 because consistent demand, clear processes, good stability, and growth potential. Now, by the way, drop a comment below telling me which of these jobs surprised you the most or which one you're most interested in, or maybe I should have included one on this list and I didn't, and maybe it'll make it into a future video. Now let's move on and look at another hidden gem, and that is email marketing coordinator. So don't scroll past this one because these positions pay $51,000 to $79,000 a year, even at the lower entry levels. Now here's what makes it interesting. You're not writing the creative content. You're managing the technical side of email marketing. Think data, automation, and campaign coordination. And one great thing about email marketing is there's a lot of skills that can lead you into other jobs. For example, targeting. You can apply your experience in audience targeting to campaign analysis and broader marketing roles. Content. If you enjoy creativity, whether it's in design, copy, or engagement tools, you can pivot into content marketing or social media or communications roles. But if you want to stay in email marketing, career progression often includes marketing operations manager, digital marketing director, and marketing analytics manager. And overall, I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 8.5 out of 10 because there's steady demand, clear metrics, it's remote friendly, relatively easy to break into, and marketing has many different career paths you can go down. Now, by the way, speaking of content creation and marketing, becoming a YouTuber is literally the #1 most popular career that young people want to get into. And of course, I have started a successful YouTube channel where I make multiple 6 figures per month. So if you're interested in turning content creation into actual income like this, grab my free 0 to Hero YouTube guide. And this teaches the exact system that's helped hundreds of people start their own channels, and I'll put it down in the description and the pinned comment below. Next is going to be a compliance coordinator, and this position pays $57,000 to $91,000 a year, and it's one of the most stable remote careers you can find. Now, what's the real job? Well, you're essentially a process guardian, ensuring companies follow regulations and internal policies. And it sounds boring, but it's actually pretty interesting when you get into it. And the secret advantage, every industry needs compliance coordinators, so you're never limited to one sector. For instance, this person, Miriam, a compliance coordinator, ensures water treatment plans meet safety and compliance standards. And her tasks include reviewing systems for water quality issues, issuing boil water advisories, and managing annual performance reports. And she also works with health and environmental agencies. And unlike field operators, her role is desk-based with regular hours and occasional on-call shifts. And Miriam values the work-life balance and the satisfaction of knowing her efforts help keep people safe. And career progression here typically includes senior compliance coordinator, compliance compliance manager, and director of compliance. And overall, I'm going to give this one an opportunity score of 7.5 out of 10 because there's high stability. This is going to be something that's probably always in demand, and there's probably not all that much competition. Next is going to be a healthcare coordinator. And this is a stable remote position paying $54,000 to $83,000 per year that most people overlook. Now, what's this role really about? Well, you can think of it as being an air traffic controller for patient care, but you're doing it all remotely. And the interesting part, you're not providing direct patient care, facilitating communication between providers and ensuring proper care documentation. And most people don't realize that many healthcare coordination roles are now fully remote, and the demand is growing rapidly. And a patient coordinator and healthcare coordinator have similar roles, but healthcare coordinators often have broader responsibilities. And career progression typically looks like senior care coordinator, program manager, and operations director. And this is a career path where you can easily make it to the six-figure level. Now, here's what makes it unique. Unlike clinical roles, you can often enter this field without a healthcare background and learn the industry as you go. So the opportunity score here is going to be a solid 8 out of 10 because of healthcare industry stability. This is a growing field with aging population. There's multiple advancement paths. There's consistent demand across regions, and remote options are expanding. Now, by the way, do you know someone looking for remote work? If so, share this video with them because it might change their life. Also, like I said before, I'm going to put some of my favorite certificates from Coursera in the description and the pinned comment below. And if you're looking for something with an even lower barrier to entry than these jobs, check out my video on the 5 legit data entry work from home jobs by clicking right here.